Welcome to All Things Royal. In this video, we cover the final chapter of Wendy Berry's book, The Housekeeper's Diary, Charles and Diana Before the Breakup. This last chapter is entitled, Leaving Highgrove. Now after Christmas 1992, Wendy did not expect to see Diana in Highgrove again. Wendy learned that Diana spent Christmas with her brother Earl Spencer. In January of 1993, Diana and her sister Sarah McCorquodale came to Highgrove under the cover of darkness to get some of Diana's things. They directly went to Diana's room where she got some of her albums, videos, and other personal items. Diana also returned a second time to Highgrove with Paul Burrell, who was now installed as Diana's butler in Kensington Palace. She also brought with her the interior decorator who helped her decorate Highgrove when she first started living there. At this point, Charles already started renovations on Highgrove. Upon seeing the changes, the decorator expressed some disappointment with the changes being made. Diana, on the other hand, looked unbothered about all the changes. Diana expressed that they were not making too many changes in the nursery and she wanted it that way. She wanted to make sure the boys would not feel ill at ease in Highgrove despite the separation. Diana also chose to get some lamps and some of the cheap furniture she had from before she married Charles. Wendy did notice that at some point, Diana looked back at the sitting room and that was when she saw Diana being tearful. She said goodbye to Wendy and she said she'll see her in London. There was some sort of party in London being held by Diana for the staff and they were all invited. Amidst these arrangements being made for Highgrove, Wendy Berry was called in by one of the Buckingham Palace staff for them to discuss her pension arrangements. It was at this point that she found out that Highgrove would actually not be closed down. If you remember, this was what was told to her before Christmas, that Highgrove would not be used much. It turns out that Charles would primarily use it. The only changes would be the staff manning the residence. Wendy was given the choice of receiving the 6 months' salary in lump sum and then just leave immediately or stay for 6 months and earn her salary monthly. She chose to stay the 6 months. It is also at this point when Charles was embroiled in more problems as the Tampon Gate tapes were leaked. This was actually a very embarrassing time for Charles. The effect of Tampon Gate on the palace residences is the tightening of security. Paul Burrell also bid Charles goodbye and it appears that the prince, at that time, was happy with Paul's exit. It appears he did not like Paul much. Wendy would also see Charles be more relaxed and carefree in Highgrove. What did make Wendy sad was the fact that there was a room in Highgrove where wedding gifts and other gifts from the public were kept. When one of the staff asked Charles what he wanted to do with these gifts, Charles said to burn them all. Wendy felt really sad about this because these were gifts from the public to Charles and Diana during their wedding, and some were also gifts to the boys from the public. Some were also gifts received during their foreign trips. And Charles said to burn the lot. And Patty, one of Charles' trusted staff, did. Incinerators were brought out and the gifts were burned. This made Wendy really sad. It seems Charles really wanted to get rid of any reminder of Diana in Highgrove. Charles also started entertaining friends in Highgrove and it is very interesting that Camilla was not one of those invited. It seems that after the Tampon Gate leaks, Charles and Camilla took a bit of break from one another. Closing in on the end of her stay in Highgrove, Wendy was set to bid Charles farewell. On that day, Charles went through several problems including the fact that Harry's pony broke his leg and had to be put down and Charles was running late for another engagement. So, it ended up being a quick goodbye between Charles and Wendy. Charles gave Wendy a photograph of himself. He thanked Wendy for her hard work. Wendy went back to the lodge and shared a bottle of champagne with other staff members. Then she moved out of the lodge. She also attended Diana's party for staff in London. Ken, Diana's protection officer, was there and they all had a good laugh. Diana, incidentally, gave Wendy a photograph of herself, also thanking her for her service. So, on that note, Wendy Berry ends her book. I hope you enjoyed exploring this book with me. I'll review Tom Bower's book next. I hope you join me for that. In the meantime, please leave your comments below. Do you believe Wendy was right in writing a book on her experience being housekeeper for Charles and Diana? Was it right for Charles to ban this book in the UK? Let me know. Don't forget to like my videos and subscribe to my channel.